G'day Reefers, I'm Cam the Fish Guy. Welcome to Gallery Aquatica TV. Today we're doing a fish feature on one of my absolute favourite fish, Genicanthus Melanospilos. So we're lucky enough at the moment here at Gallery Aquatica Wynnum to have an absolutely beautiful pair. So before we run you through the care requirements and the tank and the sort of thing that you need to keep these guys happy and healthy, let's just have a quick look at the pair that we've got. Because you'll note there is something quite unique about these fish, and that is that they show a high degree of sexual dimorphism. And by that I mean the male, which is this guy here with the stripes, is very different to the female, which is this beautiful little girl here with the yellow top and the light blue underside. So these are a very happy, compatible pair, and today we're going to talk all about the care requirements of these awesome fish. Melanospilos angels aren't a particularly large angel, and the ones we have here are not too far off fully grown. The male is 10 centimeters, so it's about 4 inches. The female is probably 6 centimeters, so 2.5 inches. So they're not huge, but they do appreciate a lot of swimming space. And I wouldn't consider keeping these guys in a tank that was less than, say, 600 litres, so 150 gallons. They do like swimming space, so long tanks, but particularly tanks which are wide, and most importantly, height. They do like tall tanks. I wouldn't keep them in a tank that was less than 60 centimetres. Now, in terms of compatibility, they're great with pretty much all fish that aren't aggressive towards them. The Genicanthus Melanospilos aren't an aggressive fish. You don't normally have problems with them with anything. They'll be totally fine with invertebrates. They won't pick at like sea stars or other invertebrates like shrimp, and they are definitely coral safe. I've kept them in quite a lot of reef tanks and never had any problems with them picking at corals. They really are more of a planktivore. Now that brings us to our next topic, and that is the diet of Genicanthus Melanospilos. As with most Genicanthus, the Melanospilos are a planktivore. They like to eat food out of the water column. Here comes the male. We've just put in a little bit of mixed shrimp. There's brine shrimp and mysis shrimp in here. And that is one of the things we do feed them a lot here at Gallery Aquatica Wynnum, because they like to pick the food out of the water column. Being a planktivore, small food particles and lots of them are ideal. Now, they will eat a variety of frozen foods. They'll take the mixed frozen foods that we sell, but they'll also take dry food, so pellets and flake. They're a really easy fish to feed, but it is important that you do give them multiple feeds per day. I always try and vary their diet. They're a fish that can lose condition quite quickly, and that's probably the most difficult thing about keeping them. If you don't keep the food up to them, then they don't do very well. But as you can see, they absolutely love their food. Put in a little bit more. And they're an absolutely beautiful fish to watch feeding. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the difficulty rating of keeping Genicanthus Melanospilos. Now we have a rating system in which 1 is the easiest fish to keep and 10 is the most difficult. And a Genicanthus Melanospilos, they come somewhere in the middle. They're probably a 5 or a 6. And the reason why they rate so high as a relatively difficult fish to keep is because they are prone to a few different types of diseases. They do suffer from flukes. They will definitely get white spot or velvet very, very quickly if you have that in your aquarium. And also, if you have a high nitrate level, they really don't tolerate that well. Also, if they scratch their eyes or bump their eyes, they do tend to get pop eye very easily. But when they are settled into a tank and they're well nourished with a good variety of foods and fed regularly, especially when they're a happy compatible pair like these ones, they will survive well in your tank as long as you have enough space for them. So they are not a beginner's fish, but they are definitely well suited to a tank which is well established, especially one with lots of corals and swimming space. So I've just put in a little bit more food just so we can watch them eat. And as I said, they do like to eat lots of individual pieces of food. So giving them a bit of food and then a few minutes break, a little bit more food and a few minutes break is a really good way of doing it. But that's pretty much it for our episode on Genicanthus Melanospilos. Hopefully you've learned a little something about these awesome fish. They are definitely one of my favorites and a fish that I do choose to put in a lot of my clients' aquariums. So thank you so much for watching this episode of Gallery Aquatica TV. I'm Cam the Fish Guy. Happy reefing. That's it for this week's episode of Gallery Aquatica TV. Don't forget to like and comment on all our videos and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned to Gallery Aquatica TV for more exciting episodes to come. I'm Cam the Fish Guy. Happy reefing!